Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, depending on when you're watching this. Hello, welcome back or welcome to, if this is your first time, the Heartmoor podcast. My name is Stacey and I am a knitter, sometimes crocheter, crafter down in the southwest of England, down in Devon. I live here, just doing introduction because I've had a few new subscribers. I live here with my husband and my 3 beautiful daughters and my 2 kitty cats, Poppy and Ivy. Is that a spider on the floor? No. Okay, we're good. The cats bring in they bring in like presents for me, as cats do. Normally it's a live blue bottle that they drop at my feet. We have had some wasps and we've had some butterflies. Obviously I praise them when they bring me these lovely gifts, but I'm dreading the day that they bring me a live spider and drop it at my feet. They will not be praised. But we haven't got there yet. It's not the season. So just to put that out of my mind, Stacey, we're just thinking about knitting and yarn and not yucky icky spiders today. Yes, hello, welcome. That was the introduction. You can find me as Heartmoor, also on Instagram and Ravelry. I'm so bad at these introductions. And obviously on YouTube where you are now. I will put all the information below of where you can find me and the patterns I'm knitting. But I haven't got an awful lot of patterns today. It's been a couple of months since I last recorded. We are now on the Monday the 10th. Monday, I think, 10th of August. I lose track of the days in the holidays. I work in a school, so I don't work a lot in the holidays. I think it's Monday the 10th of August, which is a Monday. Just said that. And my family are all away camping. They've been away camping since Thursday. They're due back tomorrow, so I have a lovely empty house. So I thought I would do a podcast. If you already subscribe to my channel, you've probably noticed that I've been doing summer sock camp vlogs. Summer sock camp is a knit along by the crazy sock lady Kitten, and I've been doing weekly updates on all the socks I've been knitting since it started at the end of May. So primarily what I have to show you today, and all my finished objects, are socks, because that's what I've been really motivated by. I do have some updates on my works in progress though. I have the last couple of weeks I've been feeling, since August started, I've been feeling a little autumnal and have decided that I want to finish some of the projects that I already had ongoing. I haven't finished any of them, but I have got some progress. And I have some acquisitions. I have some new yarn for my stash. I went on a day trip to Ireland, to Dublin, a couple of weeks ago, so I bought some yarn there, and I've ordered something online, and I found another little wool shop in another local village to me that I wasn't expecting. It wasn't a wool shop, it was a shop that sold things made from like fleeces and homewares, but they also had some alpaca yarn in there from their local flock, so I bought some of that too, which I will show you later. Yeah, I'll do a bit of live stuff at the end, but let's get on with it, shall we? So I have a few pairs of finished socks to show you. They're all in this, I bought this bag off of Amazon. This bag is full of finished socks. I think there's about 9 pairs in here. So we're going to go through them. I won't dwell too long on them. If you want, I put everything on my Ravelry page, so all details are on there. And if you want really in-depth, you know, as in-depth into a sock as you can go, have a look back at my vlogs and you'll find all the information there. So I'm just going to dive in, grab one, tell you about it, put it to the side, and then once I've shown you guys on the podcast, I can put them in my sock drawer. Oh, also there will be, I haven't got it with me, I'll have to go and get it in a minute. There will be a giveaway at the end of the podcast, because I was gifted something to give away and I'll go into that at the end. Right, first pair, let's just do it. Oh, this has still got a stitch marker on it. Hang on, let me take these off as I go, otherwise I will lose track. I should have sock blockers, but I just haven't got time to do that for every single sock in this bag. So first pair of finished socks are these beautiful pinky green ones. These are Christmas socks for one of my daughters. That nearly all these socks have been knitted on 2.5mm DPNs. Where they haven't, I will say, but if I don't say, then they have been knitted on 2.5mm DPNs. This was a random mini I found in my stash. I think it's from an old Beehive yarn advent. I've done 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing. This is it's a Kami yarn colourway. I didn't have the label for it because it was a leftover. So yeah, I've knitted. This is just a vanilla sock with a slip stitch heel, and I've done the toe in the green as well. Most of these are vanilla socks. There's a couple of patterns, but most are vanilla socks. So yeah, first pair of Christmas in July socks done. Next is a pair of socks from, let me get out where I've got the balls of yarn, I will try and show you. Oh, here we go. Here's the leftovers of those pink and green socks. Not much, they will go into my crochet blanket, whatever's left over. Right. Oh, shoot, that's the word I was looking for. That went somewhere else. Next one is, these are a homespun house. This was from her weekly advent a couple of years ago, and this is the colourway Window Frost, and it was this really pretty, that's falling apart, I'm going to have to redo that, really pretty like ice blue and like tonal blue with lots of like purplies, greys, really pretty colour combination. And here they are. This is my second pair of Christmas in July socks for another one of my daughters for Christmas. I've done 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing again, vanilla sock, slip stitch heel and a wedge toe. Pretty basic socks, but yeah, it's 2 Christmas presents done. Yes. If you remember from my bingo board, one of the things on my bingo board was I might do an update on that at the end of August. One of the things was to get all my Christmas knitting done before December. So the fact that I've done 2 out of the 5 socks that I need to do is a huge bonus. Right, next pair is these ones. Is that that's the ball band. So these are by Mamie and Florrie in the colourway Beau Morris. This is a 75% BFL, 25% nylon. And here it is in the ball. Really, really beautiful. I bought this at Flock. You might remember it in the last podcast. I think I'd been to Flock, and this was I don't remember if I did acquisitions there, but I bought this at Flock. So really, really pretty ball of yarn. I've got quite a bit of that left actually. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that one, but I've got quite a reasonable amount of that one left. And I made a pair of shorties for myself. Well, they're not really shorties. They've got like a small leg. But these, I've only got 15 rows of 2x2 ribbing and then slip stitch heel, and no contrasting on these ones. These are just all in this really beautiful colourway. I love how it's knitted up. It's not really pulled at all. A little bit maybe around the heel, but yeah, really, really pretty. So can't wait to start wearing those when the weather gets a bit cooler. And next, let's do these. So this was a sock blank from Devon Sun Yarns in the colourway Sprightly. And here we go. This is what I've got left, probably enough to make a pair of shorties. Really pretty. I love, like, they just paint on the fabric and then you just pull it and knit directly from it. You do need to block these though, because they are so wrinkly when they're made, because obviously the yarn is, look at that, super wrinkly where it's been knitted up for so long. I don't even know how old this skein of yarn is, because it was, I swapped it when I met some other yarny friends. So that's that. And I have 2 pairs of socks here. Again, these ones have been blocked, why they look much neater. And I did quite a long leg on these. Again, 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, nice long leg. They've obviously pulled quite a bit, but I don't mind that at all. Slip stitch heel, wedge toe. These ones are for me. Yeah, just a really standard pair of socks. Again, really pretty, really like these. I love watching a sock blank knit up and seeing how all those colours sort of come together. So really pretty, another pair of socks for me. Next, let's do this one. This is a felt fusion colourway and the colourway Pink Chakra. It's a 75/25 standard sock yarn. And here it is in the skein. I've got quite a bit of this left, so this will go back into my sock drawer to make socks for someone else in the future. What am I? It's all come undone in the bag. Here it is, super bright and colourful. Look at that, lush. They are, that is just so good. And here are the socks. Now these are proper shorties. I have two. These obviously have pulled, they're micro striping, but they've pulled quite a bit around the heel. But again, I don't mind that at all. I'm not bothered by that. They're just shorties on my feet. These had 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing and then straight into the heel. But really fun, really colourful. Can't wait to wear these shorties inside my little trainers this autumn. Or even, actually, I'm going on holiday at the end of, towards the middle of August. And I will be taking my trainers with me, so I might actually just take these to wear inside my trainers. So that's those ones, another pair for me. Don't know, I'm gonna wear all these socks, but you know, you've gotta have choice, haven't you? Next, we've got, let's do these two together. I have got, where's the ball bands for these? There they are. Right, so these two, I have mixed and matched the colours. There's a big lorry stopped outside the house. Apologies if that's noisy. I've got the window open because it's relatively warm today. It's supposed to be like 27, 28 degrees today, going up to like 30 midweek, but my living room stays really cool. It's north facing, it doesn't get the sun till about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. It stays really nice and cool in here. So, and this is where I hide out in the summer. So I have two yarns here. I've got this one here by the Camel's Yarn in the colourway Glendurgan. Really, really pretty. That's her pull band and this is her colour. It's beautiful olivey green with all of these sort of specks of like turquoise and reds and mustards sort of hidden amongst it. So really pretty. And I've also got this Bird Street yarn one in the colour Wisteria Lane. And this one's so pretty, so delicate. It does properly remind me of like a country cottage garden. This sort of oatmeal-y base with these olives and lavenders and pops of pink and turquoise and all sorts of beautiful colours. So those two yarns have made me 2 pairs of socks. So we'll do these ones first. These are the, which ones are they? These are the Hermione Everyday Sock pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll link it below. Can't remember who it's by. But yeah, Hermione Everyday Socks. 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing in the Camel's Yarn and then Bird Street for the rest of the sock. I only did the pattern on the leg because I was getting bored and I just wanted plain feet. I'm a little bit lazy like that. I do prefer a vanilla sock, but I enjoy looking at the texture. It's been so hot and I just only wanted vanilla socks. So totally lazy on my part, but I have got it on here and that's the bit that people will see. So yeah, those ones really pretty. Again, for me. And these ones were knitted on 2.25mm needles. I was just trying out the different needle size. They're a lot snugger, but I don't like them. Oh, and all of these so far have been a 64 stitch cast on for me and my daughters. That's just what fits us best. So again, 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing. This is the blueberry ribbed waffle sock. I can't remember who it's by, but it will be linked below. It's just a broken rib, essentially. And again, I only did that on the leg, and then I've just gone down and done the rest of the foot in this. You can see that the knitting is so much neater and tighter on the 2.25. I just don't enjoy knitting with it. It feels like it goes on forever. They still fit. I just prefer a 2.5. So I think a couple of socks were on 2.25s, but yeah, most of them are on this, and that's what I prefer. Okay, I've got one more in here. And this is, I think these might actually be my favourite. This is the Rico Superba, the Merino linen and silk. I absolutely love these ones. What colour is this in? I don't know if I can see that. No, that's upside down. 2511 or 002. One number is 002, one number is 2511. I don't know. But it's this really, really pretty purpley lilac. Hint of, you see a little pop of orange in there. Deeper sort of lilacs inside. Pinks, purples. Really pretty. And you can see like, hang on, let me get it in focus again. Come on. You can see the halo on it just about. And that's sort of like, I think that's like the merino, but you can see little pops of like linen just up there, and obviously there's silk in there as well, which gives it a bit of a sheen. And I absolutely love the feel of these socks. So here they are. They do look a bit skinny and weird because they've not been blocked, but these are 3x1 ribbed socks, all the way down. Obviously not on the bottom of the foot, but top of the foot, all the way through the leg. I love a ribbed sock. I love how it fits. I quite often wear these ones sort of rolled down like this. But yeah, I absolutely love these socks. They feel amazing. They feel so warm and soft, and I really have enjoyed using that yarn. And if I see it again anywhere, I will pick up another ball. But you can obviously feel the merino. I don't know if it tells you what the percentage is on here. I can't, my eyes are terrible lately. I can't see. Oh yeah, 55% virgin wool, 25% polyamide, 10% silk and 10% linen. Love them, absolutely love them. Can't wait to wear these. These might be the first ones I put on my feet this autumn. So there is another pair of finished socks here, but they're going to need some adjustments, which is why they're not in the finished sock pile. I've just got to find them. Here we go. So these ones, let's get them out, are on James Makes Yarn and the colourway Flying Saucers. Really love this colourway. Look at that. Look at that colour. It's just incredible, isn't it? Yeah, just pops of neon, like pastel neon. It's so beautiful. And it does remind me of Flying Saucers. Do you know the sweets, the Flying Saucer sweets? They're like sugar paper filled with sherbet in the shape of flying saucers. I don't know if that's a worldwide thing or just over here, but really love that one. And I did have two finished socks. So here is the, oh, something's just fallen off, stitch marker. It's open, so I just want to shut that and put that on the side. So these were knitted on 2.25mm DPN, so the 60 stitch cast on. I did 15 rounds of 1x1 ribbing, and this is the pattern called That Precious Skein Socks by Beki Dickson. Beki has, she's on Instagram, she also has a podcast as well. They're like slouchy type socks. The pattern's really clever. They really slouch down. They're so comfortable to wear. I have a pair myself. And this yarn is knitted up so gorgeous. However, when my daughter tried these on, because I'd gone down a needle size and a stitch count, 60 stitches and 2.25mm, they don't fit her. So this one does. This is the second sock I made. And I went up to 64 stitches. I knitted a longer heel and I went up to 64 stitches after the gusset. So it's 60 stitches from here to here. And then I went up to 64 stitches for the foot. So this does fit her. She has a really high arch like me and struggles to get them on. And this is the second sock, which was 60 stitches all the way down and a slightly smaller heel. So what I've done is I've picked up with my DPNs all the way around just before the heel. And I will rip back to the heel and re-knit, increasing the heel, increasing the gussets, and making this 64 stitches so they fit her better. So it's all ready to be picked up. I just couldn't be bothered to do it. but I will do it soon, so she can have these in autumn as well. So they technically were finished. I've recorded them as a finished object, but I am going to have to reknit the foot, the heel and the foot on this one to match this one. You can see the difference. It's quite a big difference. So yeah, I'll be reknitting those. So they're still sat in a project bag until I can be bothered to do it. Right, so that is all of the finished objects. They're all socks. There is lots of them, but I've just really enjoyed it. Like, it's been a really hot summer. It has, I think, through most of Europe. And that's all I've really wanted to knit on. And I've enjoyed having so many different pairs, like at different stages, different patterns, different yarns. It just meant that where I normally would get stuck on second sock syndrome, I'm just picking up another one and then another one and then another one. So I think moving forward, I will always have at least 2 pairs of socks on the needles, possibly 3, that I can just back between. And I think I might be more sock productive. Not that I actually need any more socks. Like, that's quite a lot. I don't even know when I'm going to wear them all. I don't wear all the ones I've got. I may have to gift some, but I don't want to. Yeah, there's a lot of socks. So let's move on to the other sock whips to get socks out of the way, and then I can show you some of the other things that I have made progress on. So hang on, let me open this one up to see which one this is. Yep, so these are Christmas socks for my husband. So again, I'm moving on with this Christmas knitting. Check me out. And this is in another Bird Street yarn in the colour Spruced Neon. This is one of their Neon Nep colourways, and here it is. It's really beautiful dark green with all these colourful neon. There's a hair on it too. All these colourful neon neps that light up under UV, but I'm sure my husband isn't going to put his feet under a UV light, but if he did, they would be super sparkly or bright. And this is a mini that I don't know where it's from. It was just one in my stash, a little red mini. So I have finished the first sock. He has ginormous feet. These were knitted on 2.5mm DPNs, 72 stitch cast on, 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing. I think I did 40 rounds for the leg, slip stitch heel, all the way down to his huge toe. He's a UK size 10.5, so these are probably around 11, which is quite, I don't know what that is, European or American, but it's quite big and it takes forever to knit. So I've done one, which I'm really proud of. And the second one has been cast on, and I've done the cuff, and I've done about 1 row of the main colour. So I want to get these finished. Well, at least I want to get these down to the heel, I think, pretty soonish. And then I'll feel like, you know, if I've done his are the biggest out of everybody's, it will just be like, and then I'll have done 3 pairs of Christmas socks out of 5, which is not bad going. So that's those ones. Next I have these ones. No, let's do these. What bag are they in? What bag are they in? Let's do these ones. I can't remember what's in what. So these ones are my, these are by Second City Yarns. This is a self-striping in the colourway Commonwealth. It's a non-superwash yarn, so it's 100% British non-superwash Kent Romney 4-ply wool, 350 metres per 100 grams, so it's a little thicker than your usual one. And as I said, in the colour Commonwealth Games. And you may be aware that the Commonwealth Games were recently held up in Glasgow, so my plan had always been to cast these on when they started. So I did, but I haven't finished them yet. So it's a 4-colour repeat in the self-striping, really bright, feels amazing. Like, I love a non-superwash wool, and these feel really, really good. And I have done the first sock. So these are knit on 64 stitch cast on, 2.5mm DPNs, 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing, quite a longish leg, longish, 10, 20, 30, no, 40, not that long. Slip stitch heel all the way down to the toe. I didn't sort of break. The pattern actually didn't hardly broke at all, even for the heel. The heel seems to have fitted right into the pattern, which is amazing. So I've done the first one and I've cast on the second. Literally, I've done about 5 rounds, no, not even that, about 4 rounds of ribbon. So these feel amazing as well, really thick, really warm. These are going to be for deepest winter. Yeah, love these though, really pretty, love the colours. So that's another work in progress. I only have 4 sock whips, don't worry, I don't have like a million, so that's 2. Next one, these ones, no, this one, yes, this is the one I was looking for a minute ago. So this is a Nora George yarn colourway, she's not dyeing anymore, but it's the colour Holly Jolly. And it was a duo, 50-gram duo sock set in a red and a green, proper Christmas colours those are. Pretty sort of, the green is a bit more tonal, the red is definitely more semi-solid, the green has got a little bit more variegation in it, a few speckles and things like that. So those 2 together. And so far, again, these are Christmas socks for another one of my daughters. So that'll be 4 pairs of Christmas socks that I have started or finished. The only ones I haven't done are mine, and that's fine, I can do mine at any point. And I am up to the heel, so I've done, it's 2.5mm DPNs, 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing in the red, I've done 30 rounds for the leg, and I've literally done 2 rows of the heel. So these are also well on their way to being done. Quite pleased with myself, to be perfectly honest. Look how that's knitting up, it's so pretty. I did like Nora George's yarns. So that's that one. Then I've got, where have they gone? Oh, there. Another sock whip here. This is the last sock whip. And I got these just the other day, actually. I got this yarn in a de-stash from This Knitty Life. She's been vlogging all summer as well, so go and check her out. Nora George yarns in the colourway We Are Never Getting Back Together, which is a Taylor Swift colourway. And it's this really pretty sort of neon pastel ball of yarn. It's a 50-gram ball. So I'm making socks for one of my daughters who loves Taylor Swift. At the door. It might not be the door, it might be a cat catching flies against the window. These are for my daughter who loves Taylor Swift, so they're just going to be little ankle socks. Again, 2.5mm DPNs, 64 stitch cast on, 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing. I've done 20 rows for the leg, and I've just started the heel. So these are just, yeah, like I say, little ankle socks, just a 20 row leg. It's knitting up quite prettily. Yeah, really like those. So no rush for these ones to be completed. They're just socks for her, just to wear whenever. But yeah, another pair of socks on the needles. And I will just show you, this isn't a sock whip because I haven't started it yet, but this will be my next sock project, the one I'm taking with me on holiday. And essentially I bought these 3, I went to, what's it called? I went to Knit's new shop in Totnes with my friend Cherie from the Ollie and Bella podcast recently, and I bought these 3 skeins of, it's gone all messy, I don't like it, of Ficolana Orvetta, and I'm going to make stripy socks. So I'm going to hold them up this way so they're a bit prettier. And I'm going to make stripy socks with these 3 colours, which I think will be super summery, super cool. So I'm going to cast those on soon, ready to take with me on holiday. So that will be my next sock whip when I finished a couple of the others. Right, socks are done. I hope you enjoyed all the socks that I've knitted. There probably won't be that many ever again. I'm not an avid sock knitter, as you know, if you've watched my podcast before, but I have definitely enjoyed them this summer. And it's been fun to knit them all up. And I've got so many single skeins of yarn in my stash that I've really enjoyed just going into my stash, picking some yarn and using it, like just using what I've got. I mean, some of these were new, but a lot of them were old stash, and I've just really enjoyed it so much, seeing my stash go down. I like buying things, but I also like using it, because that's why we buy it, isn't it? We buy it to use it, not just to look at it. And that's what I found really has motivated me, is going into my stash, looking at everything I've got and just picking anything I want. Anything. Just like, oh, I've got 20 skeins of sock yarn here. Let's just pick one, whatever takes my fancy. I really, really enjoyed it. So I hope that might have motivated you to, you may not be a sock knitter, but just, you might be a mini shawl knitter or a hat knitter or a mitten knitter. Go in, pick a skein, any colour you like, just make something. Just do it. It's really, really satisfying and I've really enjoyed it. Okay, I have now got 4 works in progress. Unfortunately, you've seen them all before. Not unfortunately, but you have seen them all before. I haven't cast on anything new, but I will be very soon. I'm quite excited because some of these are near finishing and I will be casting on soon. So let's start with this one, because this one you've seen a couple of times. This is my year-long scarf. Skein and the Stitch are doing a year-long Jane Austen yarn club. That's her label, Skein and the Stitch. And this one happens to be May's. I'm writing on the back what month it was and also the name of the colourway, so I can remember in future. And I've got mine in the base, her Whisper 4 ply, which is a 50% non-superwash merino and a 50% mulberry silk. So I decided I would just knit a scarf. I've got quite a few leftovers, so I don't know what I'll do with those, something next year, but this is where I'm at so far. I am a little behind. I'm only on May. That's because I've been doing socks, and I've got Junes and Julys sat in a basket over there. But I'm about halfway through May. So yeah, it's coming up really nicely. I'm knitting these on. There's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to see that. Oh, hang on. Can I see that? These, and I think it's 3mm. I'm pretty sure these are, yeah, 3mm needles. These are my Chow Goose, the new ones I bought last year. So this was January, February, March, April and May. I can't remember who all the characters are now off the top of my head. The only thing, I love this scarf, and each one of these blocks is about 7.5 inches. I'm just knitting a big tube. I might do a rib on the end, or I might do, I was thinking, no, I'm not doing rib. I think I was going to fold it over and tack it down. That's why this blue one is longer than the others, because I was going to fold it in and have a folded edge to it. And I'm just knitting 7.5 inches, round and round, then cutting it off and drawing in the next one. Really pretty. The only thing that annoys me so far is that these have all been dyed. These are really beautiful variegated colourways, but this one here has been dyed differently. And they've all come up this really beautiful, similar style of dyeing, apart from February's. And it stands out like a sore thumb. Now, I'm not bothered. It's going to be a scarf. It's going to be wrapped round. You won't see it like that. But if I was knitting a cardigan or a sweater or something like that, that would have really bothered me. However, there might be others that have been dyed like this one, in which case it will balance it out. I won't know that until we get to December, and I've still got 2 others over there to add in. So worst case, if I really, really hate it, I'll just cut this one out and graft these 2 together. But I'm not thinking I'll do that, because I want a true representation of the yarn club for the year, and I want all the different characters in it. So my plan at the moment is to keep it as it is, but it does annoy me when looking at it on the screen. But there we go. I'm making slow, steady progress on that. It's stocking stitch round and round. This will be coming on holiday with me, because this will be something I can just do sat on a sunbed without having to think very much. And it's really enjoyable to knit with. The yarn's really smooth, probably because of the silk. So I have really, really enjoyed that. Right, next. I can't wait to put all this stuff away that I've shown you, and now I can put it away. Like, all this sock stuff has been sat there, and I've been like, I want to put it away, I want to wear it, I want to like get it out my whip basket, and I can do that now. So that's going to be my job after this podcast. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Okay, 2 more whips. Let's do this one. No, let's do this one. So this is my, oh please tell me I've got the name written down. I don't want to edit this later. I'm going to have to edit this later. I haven't written down the name of it. I have. It's on here. It's on the pattern. So this is the Sadie top by, I think it's by Woozy by Celine. That's what it says. It's the Sadie top anyway, and I will link it below. And I am knitting this in, I haven't made a huge amount of progress on it. It ain't going to be ready for my holiday, which was my plan. There is no yarn label here. Wonderful. I'm knitting this on the Brush Merino, which is this beautiful new base that everyone's sort of been raving about. You get like 600 meters per 100 grams, and it's not itchy like Alpaca or mohair. Give me now, Stacey. Can you see? Probably not. Oh, anyway, that was pointless. But it's a Brush Merino. It's so soft. This is in the colourway Champagne, and it's by, why is the label not in the bag? I can't think who it's by. I'll have to put it down below. Really, really pretty champagne colour. And this is the Sadie top. It's one of those. So I'm knitting this on 6.5mm needles. It's one of those giant tops that's supposed to be like a cover up for summer. It's not going to be this summer. It's going to be next summer. So I'm not in a rush to finish this because I know I'm not going to be finished. You can just see, so basically, yeah, that's where I'm at. Where was I last time? I was there last time I recorded. So I've done a few inches. I've done more than a few inches, look. I've done a reasonable amount. And I am not ready to split for the sleeves yet. It's on a tiny cable, I'm sorry, so it's really hard to show you. It looks like it's, so these are the shoulders. You can just sort of see sort of how the decrease is. And then it's now becoming a raglan all the way sort of down here. So that's how the shoulders are worked. And then you do like, it's the standard sort of, not a standard raglan, it's a compound raglan maybe, I think, where you do increases for one bit then the other bit. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah. So it's going to be one of those tops that's really nice over like a swimsuit or a vest top. Again, won't be ready for this summer, but it will be ready for next summer for spring. So this one might hibernate for a little while I work on some more wintry projects and get this one out in spring. We'll see how I feel. It's really pretty though, and it's quite oversized. This should be enough comfortably to do the whole thing, but I'm not far off of splitting for sleeves, not far off at all. I think I've got about another 10-15 rows to do, and obviously because it's on 6.5mm needles, it's knitting up super quick. So I'm just going to move my stitch marker so you can see where so I can remember, so don't forget to do that for next time, so I can show you where I was. Let's put that down there. Yeah, so haven't made much progress on the Sadie top, but it's light as air, like it feels like nothing. So I did want it for holiday, won't be done for holiday. That's fine, it'll be done for next year. Plans change, don't they? Right, so that's that one. That's going to go, okay, it's going to go in the bottom of my whip basket until next year. Right, next, let's show you these because I've made the least amount of progress compared to the last two. So this is my favourite thing ever in the whole world. So these are the Kitten Catch Mittens by Florence Miller, who is handmade by Florence on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm knitting this in yarn from Wool Decanted in their Vintage 23. Absolutely love this yarn. I raved about it, I think, on the last podcast. In the colour Natural Grey, which is, they're both 002, Natural Grey and Storm. And this is a Polworth fibre grown on the Falkland Islands, blended with Romney fibres grown in Kent, just enough, yeah. And it's, these are 50 gram skeins each. Yeah, Polworth Romney and Black Shetland sheep. So this is the yarn, it's so soft. So Natural Grey and the Storm Grey. Really pretty. It's got relatively high twist. You can see that quite comfortably from there. Actually, you can see the twist. And these two together have made the Kitten Catch Mittens. I finished the first one. I showed you this on the last podcast. Oh my God. It looks so good. Every time I see it on camera or even in person, I forget how good this looks. It's the first time I've ever made colourwork mitten. I blimmin' love it. So it's got these, it's got corrugated ribbing, it's got Latvian braids, it's got all of this colourwork. I'm using the Knit Companion app on my iPad, which I just have on my legs. It's a really good app for colour work. You can just import your designs from Ravelry, and then it comes up with like highlighter bars, and you can just move it to show which row you're on. I wouldn't have been able to do this as easily on a piece of paper, but that's the Kitten Catch mittens, and they're called Kitten Catch because you've got cats on that side and you've got a fish on this side. And look at that beautiful pattern with the fish. So, and Florence designs these really well. So the thumb is like, it's not sort of just here. There are a left and a right mitten. They're very distinctly different. Put this on. I know you saw this last time, but it's been 2 months for me. So I just want to show you again, and you might be new. So basically the kitten catches the fish. That just appeals to my inner child. All winter, I'm going to be like, catch. Oh, love it so much. I do have a mitten bug. I will 100% buy more colours of this yarn and knit mittens with it because I have absolutely loved it. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, the second one, I can't remember where it was on the last podcast. I have a feeling I'd already done the rib, the corrugated rib and the Latvian braids, but basically I had started the colour work and I've done about an inch. These are knitted on a 3.5, well, this is on 3.25 millimetre DPNs, and the main part is on 3.5 millimetre DPNs. And I've started the next one. You can't really see anything yet. It's just quite far down in the pattern. You can see that side more clearly, but the bottom of this one is just sort of like flowers and things. So I'm sort of there, look, join it up. But really enjoying this. Definitely going to work on this today because my kids are back home, like I say, tomorrow, and this is a really concentraty thing. And I also don't enjoy doing it in the evening. So, and I do my colour work. I'm holding the cream is the contrast colour, and the grey is the main colour, I think, for this pattern. Yeah, and I hold this one in my left hand and I hold this one in my right hand, and that's how I do my stranded colour work. Yeah, not much more to say on those. I want to get these finished for autumn because, my God, I cannot wait to wear these. Look at that, it's a stunning pattern. She's designing another pair of mittens that's got like this floral and flower design on them. Oh, they're incredible. Love them. So I do have a knitting bug. It's just not been the right weather for me to do it, but I will crack on, and hopefully you'll see some progress on those on the next podcast. Put those away. Oh, I love that project so much. I'm going to be gutted when it finishes. Right, the last work in progress I have is my Maggie cardigan, which I showed you last time. So this is knitted in yarn that I did get from Temu. Unashamedly, it was cheap and I just really wanted to try some cashmere out. So it's their Alpaca cashmere yarn, scientific ratio, anti-pilling. Got 58% cashmere, 37% alpaca, 5% anti-pilling fibre. And I bought like about 30 balls for 30 balls? No, I think I bought about 15 balls for 30 quid. It was really cheap, and it's a really good chunk of alpaca and cashmere. And the yarn does feel amazing. It's this stunning lilac colour, lavender lilac. No, it's lilac. Really pretty colour. I always thought that I was a winter colour palette. When I was younger, I had my colours done and it came out as winter, and I've spent my whole life, I'm drawn to winter colours, those bright, bold pinks, blues, purples, reds, all of those. I'm really drawn to them. I'm definitely not an autumn colourway. I hate yellows, browns, yellows, oranges, some greens. But my hair colour has changed. I've been growing out my grey for nearly 2 years now. I think we're pretty much there. And I put it into AI the other day, and I've put it into different AIs several different times, several different pictures, and also I'm a soft summer colour palette now. So I guess things change, don't they? Your colouring, your hair, everything changes. This is soft summer, and this is soft summer. So it's my sort of foray into the soft summer wardrobe. And I'm knitting the Maggie cardigan by Petit Knit, which you may have seen everywhere at the moment. Last time I showed you this, I'd done the body. I hadn't cast it off, but I'd done the body, and I was here on the first sleeve. Look, I've got a marker. How amazing is that? So I've finished the first sleeve, and I've done the second sleeve. Oh, look at that. And I've done the two front, oh God, where's the cardigan? I've done the two, I can't do this, two front button bands. So that's the one with the buttonholes in it. And this morning I bound off this one and I've put the markers on where my buttons are going to go. Everything has an Italian bind off. This took about an hour, like an hour, but it does look super pretty. It does look pretty. So all I need to do is the neckband, the neck placket, and I haven't got any buttons for it yet, but I'm not too worried about that. All I need to do is the neck placket and block it. Now I'm going on holiday in a week and a half, and I want to take this with me as, like, it's warm, it's alpaca and cashmere, but my evening cardigan. I'll just put it on to show you the fit. It's quite fitted arms. Doesn't really go with this blue, but here we go. Obviously I've still to do the collar, so that will bring it in quite a bit, but I have done, as you can see, I've done the button bands, which look really good. The arm is, like I say, it's definitely fitted. There's not a lot of ease on the arm, but that's the design of this cardigan. That is what it is. It's just cute. It's going to be lovely over a little white t-shirt or a shirt. Let's see if I can show you the length. Sorry, I've got my dodgy black leggings on. Now I've done it down to about here. So yeah, it hits at my hip bone is here. So it hits just below my hip bone. Obviously this will block out a bit as well. With the alpaca and the cashmere, I think it will grow a little bit, which is absolutely fine. Oh my God, I love it. And actually I do think the colour is good. Yeah, really, really love it. Don't know, I might just get some lilac buttons that sort of match it, I think. But loving this Maggie cardigan. It's got this really lovely construction on the shoulder. So you go down there and then you pick up. Obviously it's the same on this shoulder. So it's a bit warm, excuse me, and take this off a minute. So all I have to do is the neck placket and block it and sew in some ends. So I'm super pleased with that. Can't wait to wear it. This one should be finished today. I am going to be doing it today. As soon as I finish this, I'm casting on the neck placket and I'm going to get that done and then I can get it blocked. I just need to block it somewhere where my cats aren't going to try and sleep on it, which will be fun. But in this heat, it should dry. It should dry really quickly because I spin I block in a washing up bowl, then I spin it in the washing machine to get rid of most of the water. So it does dry pretty quick. So, and this is being, I haven't shown all my bags, but I'm going to show this one because it's new. And this is my Eldenwood Craft bag from Emma at Eldenwood Craft, and it's this giant sheep. I didn't really have any sweater quantity sized bags, so I bought this one, well, earlier this year. And there is her, hang on, I'll try and show it to you. Eldenwood. Is there a label inside? No, I think that is it. Anyway, so that one will be finished by later on today, and I cannot wait. Right, let me show you my acquisitions, and then I will go and get the giveaway prize. So I had an email from Waterstones, which is a bookshop here in the UK, telling me that I had points to use up, and I had £10 worth of points that had to be used up by the end of June, July, something like that. So I was like, wow, let's spend them. So I went on and bought, and I obviously had to put a little bit towards it, but I've got the liner, oh look at the pen, I've got the liner 52 weeks of accessory book. This one was relatively new out. There's so many pretty patterns in here. There's like, oh God, I've got to show you without showing the pattern. There's a beautiful cowl, like a neck. I do want to make myself a neck. There's cowls and hoods. I like this scarf. That's one I really like. There's socks, mittens, hats. A lot of it's colour work. Look at this one. This one's really pretty. Really pretty. There's a lot in here I would make. A lot I can just use one skeins for. There's a lot of hats. That one there. Really, really pretty cabled hat. I think my husband would like a nice cabled hat. Headbands. Just so many pretty things. Look at those mittens. I like those. You know me in a colourette mitten now. They're really pretty too. So lots of things in here that I will make. So I'm excited to have a delve into that. Go into my stash, pick something and knit it. Just for pure pleasure. Which is what knitting generally is, isn't it? Pure pleasure. So that was my first acquisition or purchase. Then as I said, I went into this yarn shop in Chagford. It wasn't a yarn shop, it was just a shop that sold bits and bobs homewares, but they did have some yarn. It's in Chagford and it's by this company called Lily Warn, and it's pure Dartmoor wool. This is in the Chagford cream. This is in the granite grey. That's their website, lilywarnwool.co.uk, and it's shorn from the Lily Warn flock of grey-faced Dartmoor sheep. 50 grams, 70 metres, 76 yards. And I think it's an Aran weight. So I was looking maybe worsted, maybe Aran. I can't remember. I'm not very good at working this out. And I think I want to make myself a pair of thick mittens, colourwork mittens with this sort of weight. So yeah, that's the plan for those. Then I have been eyeing this lady up for a while. My friend Cherie told me about her. So then I started following her on Instagram, and then she did a yarn update and I fell in love with one and I bought it. So this is Elizabeth Paul. She does very small batches of yarn. And this is in the colour Shingle Bloom. I think it's a standard sock yarn. It doesn't say, but I think it is a standard sock yarn, and it's just this really pretty pastel, pinky with a few neon pops in there, look, some speckles. Pops of orange, yellow. Eventually it'll be a pair of socks, but not yet. I'm going to add this one to my stash and look at it and enjoy it for a while before I knit it. But go and check out Elizabeth Paul. So she does small batch yarn dyeing, but really, really pretty stuff. And then I've got my Dublin stash. I can't say Ireland. I can't say it properly. This is my stash from Dublin, and there's a shop called This Is Knit, which was right in the middle of Dublin in this beautiful old, like, a bit like a shopping mall, but tiny and like really vintagey looking. There was like antique shops, coffee shops, and it was one that had like 4 stories with a big open sort of piazza in the middle, and like shops all around on little balconies, and just really, really pretty place. I would never have found that shopping centre if I hadn't been looking for the knit shop. So very grateful I did. And me and my husband basically did one of these extreme day trips. I don't know if you've heard of them. They seem to be very popular at the moment. And we basically got up at 3 in the morning, drove to Bristol Airport, got an 8:30 flight to Dublin, took 40 minutes. By the time we'd got up, we came down. Basically went, could take your seatbelt off for like about 4 minutes. And then it was like, back on, we're going to come down now. Flew into Dublin, spent the day there, went to a museum in Dublin, which was the Archaeological Museum, which had the bog bodies in. Fascinated with those. I was, ever since I did it in history as a child, fascinated with the bog bodies. Then we just had a wander around. We found a nice coffee shop. We found the knit shop. We went through a park. We walked around, looked at the cathedral and the castle. We didn't go in any of them. They were quite expensive. But we looked at them from the outside. And then we went to the Guinness Museum. That's a fantastic tour. If you are ever in Dublin and you don't even have to like Guinness. I don't like Guinness. I did try. They give you like a mini shot to try. You get a free pint as well, but you get the mini shot. They do a tasting with you. And I tried it and I hated it. So I gave that to my husband, and then I had a pint of lemonade with my voucher for a free Guinness. But it was really interesting. It's really interactive. So that was good. And then we walked back through the Temple Bar district. Everything was sort of lit up, lots of music, lots of people. I went to a souvenir shop, got something for my girls, found a really nice restaurant, the Old Mill restaurant. Got the last table. By the time we came out, it was queued out the door. And had a fantastic goat's cheese salad in there, I did. Then we got the bus back to the airport and a 10 o'clock flight out, and we're home by 1 in the morning. So it was a long day, but totally worth it. And we didn't have to, I just literally took a very small sort of crossbody bag, and my husband took nothing. He just took his phone in his pocket. So no luggage, no overnight, nothing. So I'm eyeing up a million more of those. Anyway, all that to say, I went to the yarn shop, and I'd already looked on their website, but I really wanted to buy Irish yarn or something hand-dyed in Ireland or Irish yarn. specifically. So they had the bulk of their stock was from Townhouse Yarns, and I got this really beautiful sock colourway. So this is their label, Townhouse Yarns, and this is their Clarendon sock in the shade 2.0, as in 2.0. And it's a standard, well, it's not a standard, it's an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So it's an MCN, 365 meters, and it's really pretty. My kind of colors. So these will eventually become a pair of socks. Again, I'm going to put them in my stash in a minute and stare at it for a while. And then maybe next year, this will become a pair of socks. Then I bought 2 more from Townhouse Yarns. So I got these 2 colourways, and this is in the colour, someone told me how to pronounce this on my Iha and Roxette, and this is Farm to Yarn 4-ply. It's 100% Irish wool, blend of Romney, lamb's wool and BFL. 100 grams is 350 meters. So that's the colourway, which I think is pronounced Iha. It means night, apparently, in Irish. I have absolutely no idea. I was calling it oish, clearly incorrectly. But Irish words have unusual pronunciations, and that's Roxette. And these 2 are going to become colour wet mittens, I think. That's what I bought them for, some beautiful colour wet mittens. So that's the plan for those. And then I bought this last one, which is Iru Elements. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that properly, but luxury Irish wool. Really pretty label. And this is DK in the colour Selkie. It's proper Selkie, isn't it? And it's this beautiful turquoise. And this is guaranteed Irish wool and non-superwash. And so I really wanted to buy something else that was Irish. 100% Irish wool, hand selected from family-run farms, Blueface Leicester and Romney lamb's wool. So really pretty. So this was my Irish stash. Lovely. So that's everything. That's everything. And we're on nearly an hour. That's not too bad considering it's been a couple of months and there is a million pairs of socks. So, oh, giveaway. Let me get that and then I'll do live stuff. Hang on 2 seconds. Okay, back. So my lovely friend, new friend, Kate. No, she's not called Kate. Nicola Fury. I call her Kate because her name is Tea, Cake and Make. And for some reason in my head that just translates to Kate, but she's Nicola Fury. And she is Tea, Cake and Make, not Kate. I even said that to her face. It's so embarrassing. Anyway, that's her card. That's her QR code. And I got to 1,000 subscribers at the last podcast. And she very kindly donated or sent me some bags. She said I could donate, I could gift them, I could keep them, I could do whatever I liked with them. So one of them she sent me 3, which was so generous of her. Thank you so much, Nicola. One of them was already gifted. I did a giveaway on my sock vlogs. So that was gifted. That went to Canada and has arrived, which is fantastic. And then she sent me these 2 others. So this is the one I'm going to keep. It's this beautiful, it's a lovely big size as well. I'm going to put a project straight in this as soon as I've shown you this. So does she have a label inside as well? Yes, she does. So there we go. Tea, Cake and Make. And this one is the Fabulous Doggies. And it has a little pocket at the front. It has several pockets at the... God, I can't do this back to front. There's 3 pockets at the front. And then this one is a really beautiful little notions pouch with a keyring on the side. And you just open it like that. And it's got this, like I say, beautiful dog fabric. It's a drawstring and it's got this lovely yellow, what's that on my arm? Okay, it's not a spider. Yellow polka dot inside. So that's the one I'm going to keep. Oh, and it has this nice blue denim at the bottom. It's like a boxy bag. So nice and wide. Project going in that imminently. And this is the one that I'm going to give away today. And it's this beautiful wave fabric. Look at that. It's exactly the same design as the other one. So it's got like this on the front. It's got the notions pouch here in the little pocket at the front. It's a drawstring as well. And it's got this beautiful blue. There's the label again. and it's got this beautiful blue polka dot inside. So this is the one that I'm going to, and like dark denim on the bottom, again, box bottom. This is the one I'm going to give away today. Let's do a prompt for this. Leave me the word wave if you are interested in this bag. And I will draw it on the next podcast. Now, I appreciate my podcasts are usually a couple of months apart. It might be a while before this is next drawn, especially since there's only 4 weeks left of the school summer holidays and I'm away for the last 2 of them. So I won't be doing another podcast before September. I might be able to fit one in middle of September. We'll see. But please leave your word wave in the comments below, and I will do a random draw for this big bag. Like, it's a big bag, easily a sweater quantities bag. So that's so generous of you, Nicola. Thank you so much. Yeah, please leave the word wave in the comments below if you would like to be in with a chance of winning this bag. Okay, that's all the stuff. Let's do some life stuff. If you've got this far, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Can you hear a cat? Hello, Poppy. Hello, Poppy. Look at all the stuff. Oh my God, it's a butterfly. Jesus Christ, man, it's got half, it's dead, it's half dead. Jesus, man. Oh my goodness, I need something. Give me a minute. I'm going to dispose of this butterfly. Oh, it's gone outside. Clever. Come and say hello to the people. Oh, this is clever Poppy, who, oh, sorry, I've just kicked the camera, who's just caught a butterfly. I picked it up and I've taken it outside, and it actually looked alive. Top half of its wings are missing, but it did look alive. It did flutter and sit. It might be caught again. I've done my best. It was a very pretty white butterfly. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And anyway, that's Poppy. Life stuff. Oh, they're so awful, aren't they? I know they're just trying to be good. Bring me little presents, and they're so clever at catching things, but not pretty butterflies. I don't really have a lot of plants in my garden, so it's not like I'm deliberately attracting butterflies. Currently nothing is in flower, so I don't know where they're getting them from. Anyway, life stuff. She's going to come back in with it in a minute. She hates me now, probably. She was like sniffing around, like, where is it? Where is it? I'm like, thank you. I love it. And I've eaten it. It's gone. Thank you. I appreciate the gift. Anyway, I haven't eaten it. I've taken it outside. Moving on. Life stuff. Oh, no. I was saying, yes, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Please like. Please comment. Please, all of the things. The channel is slowly growing, and I really appreciate all the engagement that everyone gives. I bet you didn't expect some live action, did you, today? Anyway, life stuff. So it's been a busy summer so far. So I know we last caught up in October. Work was very busy the last sort of half a term. Didn't do an awful lot while my daughter went to Barcelona. So I went to a yarn shop with my friend Cherie. We did a day in Totnes, which is on one of the vlogs. If you wanted to catch up with us, I did sort of tag it into one of the sock vlogs in beginning of July. We went to Totnes for the day. My middle daughter went to Barcelona with her school. Then some holidays hit. My daughter became a teenager. And what else? There's probably a million things. Then, the first Monday of the holidays, the whole family came down poorly. So we were all poorly for a week. But luckily, my daughters recovered in time to go to Paris with their school, with their guide group. So they went to France for a few nights. They went to Paris for a day, and they went to Disney Paris for a day. And then there was 2 days of like full travelling on a coach. And that was when we went to Dublin. I had my birthday then as well. So the day before we went to Dublin was my birthday. I feel like, I'm not sure in your minds what categorises mid-40s to late 40s. I feel like I want to say I'm mid-40s, but I feel like convention is going to say I'm in my late 40s. But it's me, I decide. So I'm in my mid-40s still. I will not be next year, but I most definitely am this year. And then I met up with a friend for brunch. I went out with some other friends for breakfast. Then they've all gone camping, which has been delightful. 5 nights they've gone to Snowdonia. They do this every year. You might remember from previous podcasts. This is usually when I podcast, when they are away camping. They've gone with a friend and their kids. So on Saturday, me and the wife of the person that my husband's gone camping with, we went to the cinema to see The Odyssey. Loved it. Really good. Long. Really enjoyed it. I don't know much about Greek mythology. I know names and stuff, but I've never read the stories in depth. So I really, really enjoyed it. It was very, very graphic. I think I described it as brutal. There was a lot of scenes of very visible eating of people, witch magic. There was lots of lopping off of body parts with swords. But I did really enjoy the story, and so that was good. And then we went for lunch afterwards, and then it's been Sunday and today's Monday. Not done much. The European Athletics Championships start in a moment, so I've just started, so I'm going to turn those on in a second and watch those. I'm popping into work this week. My daughter gets her A-level results because I work in a school, so I'm just going into I'm on the CD leadership team, so we're going in for results day just to sort of meet and chat about that. Then next weekend, my aunt and uncle are coming down from West Sussex and spending the weekend down here in Plymouth. So we've got a couple of day trips planned, so I'll try and vlog a little bit of that for my sock camp update vlogs. Then the week after that is GCSE results day, so I'm back into work for that. And then, so technically next week, we go on holiday. We're going to Tenerife, and we're going for 11 nights. So exciting. It's been so long since we went away for more than 7 nights. We're going 11 nights to Tenerife. It's going to be absolutely amazing, end of next week. And we come back, and when we come back, it'll be the 1st of September, which is autumn. Like, I'm basically skipping the rest of summer. In my mind, summer's over. And I'm ready for summer to be over. You might not be one of those people. I am. I'm ready for summer to be over. So in my mind, I've kind of got this week, which is Monday, which means we're halfway through this week already. Next week, we kind of go towards the end of next week. So really that's sort of finished. Then we go on holiday. Holiday doesn't count because it's not here. And then when I come back, it's autumn. And all the pumpkins are coming out. Anything summery is going away. Oh, I can't wait. And then we're back into September, back to school. My youngest daughter starts secondary school. My eldest daughter is travelling. I'm so excited for her. It was me that's encouraged her to do this, but she gets her A-level results and she's deferring university for a year, and she's travelling to Australia on her own. She's done it sort of with a company, like they support you. She's got like a work travel visa, and they support you to sort of get a job and help with accommodation and stuff. But yeah, middle of September, she will be getting on a flight and leaving for a few months, maybe a year, who knows. Very exciting, but I'm starting to get a little nervous, just about the logistics of getting there. But she'll be fine. She keeps telling me she'll be fine, so she'll be fine. I might cry all the way back from the airport, but that's fine too. Yeah, so that's September, so we'll see what happens after that. And then, yeah, then it's October, and we've got some fun stuff coming up in October, which I'll hopefully talk about more in the next podcast. What have I been reading and watching? Reading, not an awful lot actually, barely anything. I think I've read like 1 page of my book this whole summer. I need to move on. I need to find another book, but I don't like to do not finish a book. I can't remember what I'm reading. lady. I can't remember what I'm reading. I just basically go through Kindle Unlimited fantasy books and just whiz through them usually, but this one seems to be holding me back. So I need to finish it, move on so I can read a bit more in autumn. And I want to be able to read on holiday, so I need to find some good books. I watched, say, The Odyssey at the cinema, and I watched The Other Bennett Sister. So my favourite TV film show of all time is the BBC's adaptation of Pride and Prejudice with Colin Firth in it. I absolutely love it. I watch it several times a year. I've already watched it twice this camping trip since they've been away. And earlier on this year, the BBC released a new series called The Other Bennett Sister, which is all about Mary, the lesser known sister. And it was good. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I'm not very good at watching new things, so it was quite big of me to watch it, but I did watch it. I did enjoy the storyline. I enjoyed Mary's character, but I did feel that they portrayed Lydia and the mum quite meanly, more unkind than I think they are deserved to be. So I didn't particularly like that portrayal of them. And also I felt it very much, and this isn't necessarily a negative, but it was very much following the Sense and Sensibility storyline, which I thought was interesting. There were definitely a lot of similarities between The Other Bennett Sister and Sense and Sensibility, which I found really interesting because I really like Sense and Sensibility, so it's not like an issue, but yeah, just something to note. Don't know if any of you have watched it and what you thought, and whether or not you thought that about the mother and Lydia, or whether you even noticed that about Sense and Sensibility. I don't know. But that's it. That's all my life. How are you guys? How are you doing? What are you working on? Are you excited for autumn? I really want some good project ideas. So please tell me what you're working on, because I want some inspiration. I've not really got my next project lined up in my head, so I'm feeling quite open to garment knitting specifically, but if you've got any like nice hats or mitten patterns as well. But I'm feeling quite open to suggestions, open to influence. So please influence me. Tell me what you're working on below. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to stop waffling. Have a lovely summer. Comment wave in the comments if you're interested in winning the bag. And I will see you again. If you watch the sock vlogs, then I'll probably see you again next week. And if you're not watching those, I will see you again in a few weeks. Have a good summer, and I will see you in autumn.